Dear Gemini, welcome to Cancer season. This is a lot of focus on your money, on your passions, Queen of Wands, on the action that you want to take. We've had Venus retrograde in your sign, and we have your ruler Gemini retrograde in Cancer. It will go direct on the 12th. As far as money goes, things will start to get better after the 12th. Your own sense of self, you felt that since the Sagittarian lunar eclipse last month, the way that you work with people, the way that you harmonize with people, the give and take between people has changed significantly. Partnerships have changed significantly. And where there has been blockages in energy, you can bet with the Capricorn full moon eclipse, people that have been deceitful or things that have been overlooked all come to the surface. And that might seem overwhelming at first, but it's good to get everything out in the open. It's hard working at something when you don't have all the answers, especially because you as a sign, you like facts and you're good at the details and you're good at the basic understanding of how something works. Not necessarily the why it works though, that is still a mystery. But it's time for a big change. The eclipse in Capricorn is happening in your 8th house of intimacy. And I was talking to Taurus last month about how the Sagittarian eclipse for them was 8th house related. Now, it was not well aspected. This eclipse is well aspected. Saturn in Capricorn has a lot to finally teach you as far as your pooled resources go, investing intimately with someone, investing monetarily with somebody, and the things that you put your soul into, the projects that you have. So to have an eclipse in your 8th house, it is quite possible that you feel as if a little part of you has disappeared. Something you once had a very strong interest in has no longer the power to captivate you, be it a person, be it a project. There's big changes in how you live, really, and how you operate. The thing about your energy, Gemini, is that all of it is starting to come together. So July is a lot to do with things starting to fall into place after tumultuous retrogrades and eclipses. We start to see a bit of momentum. Where there wasn't momentum, we start to see the changes where things felt very stagnant, and we also start to see a lot of things shifting and realize that, you know, that wasn't quite how it really was. That didn't turn out how I thought it would. This hasn't appeared to be the way that I thought it would. And how did I miss this? It's the kind of themes that we have around eclipse season. So again, for you, the Capricorn 8th house energy has been quite intense. And will be quite intense in a way, but it's well aspected to your dream state, to your soul purpose, to your karma. And Jupiter being in loose conjunction with this full moon is giving you a chance to benefit from the stresses that have occurred for you recently, particularly as far as something that you have learned. For you, Gemini, there's been a lot of tension in your career. Mars being in Pisces for the last couple of months has probably put a little bit of, particularly its connection with Neptune. So this is what I'm saying. In terms of your career, in terms of your profession, there has been a lot of stuff you didn't know. There has been a lot of behind the scenes type stuff where this person wasn't who you thought that they were. This contract didn't turn out the way that you thought it would. These, you know, Neptune has been doing stuff in your career since I think 2014. I think it was when Neptune moved in there. So don't be too hard on yourself if something has gone a certain way when you had planned it to go another, is what I'm trying to say to you in terms of career, right? So Mars is now out of Pisces, giving you a bit of a breather, because Mars being in a sign that is square to you is quite intense. And it can cause a lot of friction. So let's have a quick revise before we go forward. The lunar eclipse in Sagittarius last month has put a reset on many areas of your life, where you live, your family connections, your romantic connections. It has illuminated a lot of things, particularly as far as fire signs go. It has illuminated a lot of the unseen. As far as what you did not know, it can no longer block you in ways that it was. The things that you weren't aware of going on in your life that came to a head, or and you know, it does not even have to be events going on around you. It could be internal. So the Uranus aspect to the lunar eclipse is in your 12th house, and that's very private, and it can be so private that it's private to you, because it's your unconscious. You know, your unconscious motivations can become very clear around this eclipse. Why are you doing this? Why are you putting so much money into this? Why are you putting so much time into this? Why are you trying so hard to make XYZ work? Your motivations become clear. And that is the best thing that happens to you with the world. That is the best thing that you can know going forward, because the world is all about success. It's all about a healthy culmination of efforts to move on to the next level, which is always a level up. So, Temperance and the Two of Cups. Even relationships that have been very disrupted by events can be healed. And you may find that there is some element of reconciliation, be it in love or friendship, or vice versa, where friends become lovers or lovers become friends. It can go either way. But I think for you, it's very healing. Mars moving into Aries is going to connect with Chiron, the wounded healer, and it's bringing us all a lot of energy towards healing parts of ourselves. For you, it's in your friendship sector, your social groups, and you can find a lot of healing if you find, Gemini, that you have been mixing with the wrong crowd, or certain friendships have been very strained. You will know by the end of July who your friends are, because the real ones will deepen and you will understand them better, and the ones that were not right will probably be challenged to the point of a waste of energy, basically. Which sounds harsh, but you have deeper stuff going on than other people's drama. With Temperance and the Two of Cups, it's very much a soothing energy where things start to make sense and things start to feel a lot easier towards the end of July, particularly as we move into Leo season and you get your voice back. With Saturn now out of fellow air sign Aquarius, you have had a taste of what it's like to have your optimism a little bit restricted. Feeling a little bit like you weren't as optimistic as you once were about certain things, and that's because the planets have been kind of draining you a little bit. But particularly if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, I feel like things could really turn around. And there could be reunions. Very pleasant reunions. Underneath we have the Emperor, the Four of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Six of Cups, suggesting that as much as you might want to carelessly abandon the things that you've committed to or this new journey, you will stick with it, even if it means going back to what feels comfortable first, and relying a little bit on family and friends that you know you can count on in order to get that kind of emotional support. You see, sometimes Geminis need emotional support. Sometimes Geminis need to know that they are cared for. And as much as anybody does, you guys can often seem so excitable and fun and optimistic that oftentimes people forget that you have the other twin that can actually be very prone to sadness and darkness. And sometimes you really need that reassurance. And for a lot of you, perhaps in a caring role for a father, or trying to build a bridge, or trying to understand a father figure, you must be careful in some way not to reject yourself, which is a big theme for a lot of the signs with Mars and Chiron. Do not reject yourself. Your words have a lot of healing power. And with the North Node now in your sign and the South Node in your relationships, there's a lot more to your interactions than meets the eye. In fact, there is, of course, with the South Node in Sagittarius, a lot of karmic energy, soulmates, destiny, soul paths. I think for you, one of the things, Gemini, that I picked up was the theme of blossoming. And also one of the energies that I got here in my notes was a leap of faith. Not to give up on something that is taking time to grow. Not to give up on a passion project, and, you know, trusting in the process of things unfolding, particularly if you are dealing with a fire sign or even a Capricorn, romantically speaking. Much like Pisceans, you are understanding where you may have been trying to appease people a little bit, or you've been trying to stay in contact with certain people or pursue a certain path because you feel like that's what you were supposed to do, more so in terms of other people's relationships. I think for a lot of you it could be to do with a father, but regardless of the motivations are, a lot of it could be as well wanting to be that entrepreneur, or being that entrepreneur and having that shared responsibility for other people. And I think there's some aspect of you has felt quite disconnected from other people, or could feel quite disconnected from other people in July, because I think a lot of your focus is on the material. It's on supporting yourself. You're thinking a lot about money. The Cancer season always brings wonderful, because it is about money, opportunities. And Mercury, particularly when it goes direct on the 12th, money becomes much more in flow, and you don't feel like you're investing so much into things that need revision and revised all the time. You feel like there's actually a forward momentum. But I have to say, Gemini, with so many outer planets in Capricorn, and of course Uranus also being in a very psychic, unconscious side of the sky for you, you can really surprise yourself with your insights, particularly into the self, of why you're doing certain things. And I feel with this eclipse in Capricorn, particularly in terms of your intimate relationships and your intimate bonds and the people that you work with, a lot of the times with an eclipse in the 8th, you will notice people that you work very closely with maybe move, or maybe you've left a particular type of work, or you have made a shift in your life. The only way I can describe it is this really big change that I feel like you will be relieved about. Okay, I feel like you will be relieved that you didn't have all the information when you had it, and now you have the information. You can go forward and really have the momentous leap that you would like. In the meantime, you are healing a lot of relationships. Be it friendships, be it love, there is connections waiting to come in for you, waiting to have your attention, and would like a little bit more of your focus. Venus is in your sign until August. Beautiful time for finding love. Beautiful time for reconnecting. Beautiful time for just enjoying it. Three of Cups is all about enjoying it, celebrating. It is connecting with someone to have a shared experience. Because what is life if not a shared experience? You know? When you get frustrated about what to do next, when you get frustrated about what to do next, just remember that not all of it has to be orchestrated by you. You know, I'm not saying leaving it up to anybody else. I'm just saying that there are bigger forces at play that you could do with having a little bit of trust in July. A bigger plan of action, because the world is always about leveling up. And the Emperor knows his power. I think when Mars goes into Aries, you get a really good drive to go after your higher wishes, your higher self, and you will spend the summer really, really trying to make it work, and you will make it work. But there is an element of healing going on there too, you know, in terms of your wishes, the things that you've wanted to do since you were a child, your dreams, the things that you think will make you happy. There's a bit of healing to do there first. So Gemini, I will see you in the extended reading. We'll get a look at the fire sign, the earth sign, all the signs, and go a little bit deeper into all these cards. I love you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Gemini.